Do you know, if you make a mistake, you are going ahead rather than going backward. How many of you agree to this, what I am saying? If you agree, type agree in the comment box, which is below this video. Hi, this is Mahesh Kadiravan. I am a financial freedom mentor and I help middle career professionals to live a financial freedom life and be a financial literate. I am on a mission to help 1 lakh middle career professionals to be financial literate and make them achieve financial freedom. In this video, I will be sharing with you top 5 mistakes which you have to avoid when you're doing financial planning. Now, very often I come across many of my clients and I have realized that some of them are saying that they want to sit in the fence and watch the other players are watching. How many of you go to the stadium, cricket stadium, and you watch the cricket by sitting on the fence and look at the players? And how many of you think that if you would become a player, you would have been on someday, you'll be on playing on that field with some of the countrymen? Wouldn't that be a great feeling, or rather than sitting on fence and watching the other players? I'm sure the other one will be very interesting and very intense feeling in your bottom of your heart. Yeah, so that is why you have to do mistakes, and I always promote mistakes because from mistakes only you learn a lot. Albert Einstein had made Thomas Alva Edison has made 10,000 times to create that light. Imagine at a situation when he had failed at 100 times and his mind have crossed, and I told him that, Thomas, what you're doing now, it's okay, it's 100 times, no, let's leave it. If you would have left at on 100 times, probably some other person might have gone and created that, or else we would have been still in darkness. We never know what will happen. So that is the possibilities, and immense opportunities are there if you make the mistakes. And today I will be sharing with you why this is important, because if you make mistakes, but if you have to avoid the mistakes, what are the kind of mistakes you have to avoid? Now this is the first mistake. The 5 mistakes are there. Let's focus on the first mistake. The first mistake is that tax benefits. Don't overlook only for tax savings. Now, I have seen in many of my clients, and as well as I've seen many of the followers I've seen, they always say that they at the last moment of March or June, July, they come and say that, Mahesh, I want to save for tax. Now, that is not the right way. See, the mistakes is what? Mistakes is what? When you make that, when you are not knowing. But the mistakes are not the things which you know and you are unknowingly, you're knowingly doing it. But that's not a mistake. That is a fault. And that fault will make you cost a lot of things. So first understand between the mistake and fault. Now, when I say that don't overlook for tax savings, what does it mean is that you have to know that this is your hard-earned money, and your hard-earned money, don't put it just for the sake of tax. Just see that how that instrument can give you more benefits. Now, the questions you have to ask is that, do I really need this product? Many times I have seen, just to save the tax, many people are going for life insurance products. Rather than that life insurance product doesn't serve any purpose. If that individual is unmarried also, still he is buying endowment or money back policy. What purpose does it serve? Yeah, now if you're talking about some other investments, it's okay. But if your solely purpose, your focus is only of tax, don't look for that products. Don't look for that product. The third thing is that investing in ELS once in a year is the biggest mistake. Now, many times I have been also suggesting the clients to just invest in once in a year. Now, that is case to case difference. Now, here you have to understand, if you are not disciplined, if you're not a consistent investor, then probably SIP is the correct route, and SIP investment in ELS is a very good route. Second thing is that the benefits of ELSs will be compounding. That's obvious that you will get a compounding effect. Now, the third benefit is that when you invest in yearly basis, what happens is that you're investing a lump sum. So you are losing the compounding effect. That is one thing. Second thing is that it also saves a lot of time. At the end of the year, you have to just pass on the statement. But there is a different thing as well. Okay, so these are the tax benefits. 3 problems you have to look into that. Now, when we talk about the debt, now debt is what? We have to see what is debt. Now, debt is really very important. And when you see, don't delay any debt payments. That is very, very important. See, very often I have seen that many people just forget it and just say that, okay, this is the thing which I have to believe and do it. No, that is not the thing. You have to see that what exactly is happening with your debt payment. Do you have momentum, or do you have an inventory where you can check what all payments are done? Late payment is always charged when you don't pay even the minimum amount due. Many times we often feel that whatever bill is coming and they say that minimum due is 500 rupees, but the total amount is 800 rupees, but you always go and pay 500 rupees because that amount is less. But you have never realized that the interest is charged on the remaining amount, and that will get added to your next monthly payment. And that's why majority of people are in India are going for prepaid kind of thing. So if you see the mobile bills, majority of customers are prepaid. Postpaid, they are increasing, but majority of people are going for prepaid because they know if they can pay, they can use the services. If they don't have to use the services, that's all, they don't have to pay them. That's a very good thing. So if you are that kind of person who are defaulting and who are not able to pay the payments, just go for the prepaid type of payments wherein you can just pay the payment, use the services, and that's all, and next time you don't use them. The third thing is that don't roll over your credit card debts. That is really very important. Debts are really very, very strictness. You have to pay on due date only. And credit card dues are very, very risky because their rate of interest are really very high, and you can't cope up with that, because considering the biggest inflation is your biggest killer, and also with your rising cost of everything, lifestyle and everything, you will not able to grasp the power of this thing. So always remember to roll off your don't roll off your credit card debts. And fourth and the last point of debt is that always keep record of your debt receipts. So that is very important, because many times I have seen people don't keep a records, and then what happens is that lender comes and say that you are not paid that bill or you're not made that payment. Where do you have proof? Nowadays you have the bank statement and everything, but still some of the people are still doing the offline methods where they don't go for bank methods and everything. So do you have the receipts? Do you have the signature, official signature, saying that your EMI 25 out of 25 you are paid 12 EMIs or 13 EMIs or 10 EMIs, and still that 12 EMIs or 13 EMIs are pending? Are you able to do that? Are you having that track? If not, do it immediately, because this is the right way to track your debts and you can come off the debt. And more information, you can click on my link. I have shared my book link, that is Debtopia, and that Debtopia book is all about my journey of how I overcame my debt of 7.5 lakhs. It's a small book, 70 pages. You can just read a very simple language, not financial jargons. I try to, in that sense, I am also coming from a non-financial background. So I have kept it very simple for everyone and everyone who can read English and understand the thing. And still, if you have any doubt, you can just contact me and I am always there for you. Okay, so now let's move on to the third point, that is, now when we talk about the third mistake, and if you're still enjoying, don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow each other, because this is very important. This YouTube channel will give you every update of financial literacy and financial freedom as well. Now, when we talk about the third thing, is that always keep sight of your goal. Keep long and short-term goals always separate. Now, why I say that? See, short-term goals are that, like if you want to achieve in 2 to 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, that is the short term, not more than 1 to 2 years, maximum 2 years. But when you go for long term, like 3 to 5 years, like for your house or for your car, you're looking for some bigger car kind of thing, then longer term goals are different. So you have to keep it separate, short term and long term. And when you think about short term, what is a short term? What do you want to achieve in short term? Let's for example, like your child is turning 1 year or 2 years. Now you have to admit in school. So this is a short term, because next year is turning 1 year. So you have to plan for him, right? So you have to plan his school expenses, school dress, school van and everything, right? Second thing is that you want to buy a house. Now that is not an urgent requirement. Still you are having a rented house, you're managing everything, that's all. So your house is your goal. So what? So you just keep it as a long-term goal, so that when you segregate these whole things, you will get a clear idea of what exactly short-term and long-term. Second thing is that always create an emergency fund. That is very important. Post-pandemic, it has really been proved that if you don't have an emergency fund, you can't survive. I have been surviving for 3 months as soon as pandemic was started. March, April, May. 23rd March, when government said lockdown is there, from till that day to May last week of 31st of May, I survived completely on emergency fund because I had no income at that time because everything was topsy. I was not knowing what to do. And that 3 months was really painful and learning for me as well. And that's where the emergency fund came into it. And it's not that I started overnight. It has been there for over 10 to 15 years, 15 years more precise. It was there with me. So I have been saving a lot in my emergency fund right from the beginning. So that's why I always advise my clients, and even to you also who are watching this video, go and save and create some emergency fund. No, I am not saying that take it large, 10,000, 20,000, 1 lakh or 20. No, just save it by 10 rupees, 5 rupees, 2 rupees, or at least 10 rupees you can save, right? So put it 10 rupees. No, take a small piggy bank kind of thing. Put it 10 rupees daily, monthly. You put it daily, be it anything, be it any amount. The reason behind what I am trying to say is that it will instill a discipline and it will instill a consistency on you. Now, when you have these two things, no, you will always be a very financial literate mode and you can achieve financial literacy. Okay. Now, the third thing is that avoid using the equity funds for premature withdrawals for to meet any emergency requirement. This is a very third point, very important point why I'm saying. See, equities are always considered for long-term investments and long-term notes. Now, when you consider as a goal as at your house for around 50, 60 lakhs, okay, not as a long-term goal. So you invest in equity so that it can give you a longer term and good compounding rate of interest, which will help you a lot in creating a massive structure and it can help you to pay off at least some of your EMIs. Now, when we talk about your child education short term of 1 year goal, it's very important that don't invest in equity, stay invest in debt because that is risk free. First thing. Second thing, it will give you that much liquidity whenever you want your child to move into school, because suddenly some schools ask in advance only 2 months back, okay, I want this. Now, when you, for your example, you're keeping a target of March 2023 and suddenly in January 2023 school comes back and say that, yeah, I want advance of 50,000, where you will go? You have already made the target here, everything you have settled and everything you have kept it, and suddenly 50,000 has come. What will you do? So you can't remove from that because equity will never give you that kind of returns in 1 year. But if your debt is there, your risk is less, rate of return is okay, and is not negligible, I would say, but is okay, we can say. And that will give you the highest liquidity which you can withdraw and give it to your school authorities or your short-term goals meet. So this is very important when we talk about the always keep sight of the goal, because when you don't, you should be like an eagle. Because if you are an eagle, you know what you need to do, because you have seen the eagle. No, what is this do? It always looks for the prey. It always go round and round and round, and then zoom, it just catches the prey. That should be your target. Laser focus for your financial goal. Declutter your mind, declutter your mindset. Come whatever may come, if your social media interactions, negativity is all, declutter them. Just stay away them and stay focused on your goal. Just follow the path which is set for you. Don't overlook your neighbor what is doing. Don't overlook your friend what is doing. Don't look at your wife's relatives or not doing. Don't look at your friends' relatives are doing. Don't look at anything. Just razor focus on your day. Please stay with your professional advisor, paid advisor or mentor, so that they can teach you and they can guide you. And always be straightforward in making this transformation meetings. Okay, so then only you can achieve your goals what you want. Okay, now the fifth and the last mistake which people do is that nominee. I have been telling a lot many things a lot many times, but still this particular thing very, very important, a very small thing which investors neglect that, but it is really very important once they face that, when their sole owning member just go out of the house or go out to this world, and that's where the problem lies. So remember one thing, whenever you open an account, whenever anything is associated with your investment or savings, remember one thing, it is really very important that you need to understand where exactly this all things are going, because unless and until you know these things are going, you cannot survive. Remember, and that's where exactly what I'm trying to say is that because you have to understand what exactly these points are there. And when you understand these points, and I am sure that you will be able to get to back to that. So always opt for either survivor, either or under mode of holding. Now second point is 101st, understand first what exactly the mode of holding and how it operates for different investment products. That is very important. You have to understand that what different investment products are there. Third thing is always in joint holding or either or survivor. Now this is very important, because what happen is that now you are doing only either was husband or wife. So any of one, you should operate that account or should use that account. Now if they are not able to use that account, then that is gone. So either you have to put survivor means what? Either if husband is there, okay, if he is not there, wife can operate. If wife is not there, husband can operate. Okay, so these are the 5 things which I wanted to share with you, because these are the mistakes which commonly have been done in financial planning, and I would like to bring you notice about these things. So very often we forget what we do, and very often we do what we don't do. So these are the 5 mistakes. Remember, the first mistake is tax benefit, second mistake is debt, third mistake is always keep sight of your goals, fourth mistake, nominee, and fifth mistake is utility payments. So this is all things. You can take a snapshot, or you can watch this video come and again. This will be uploaded in our YouTube channel as well. And do share your comments, what you learned from this mistake. Have you committed one of the mistakes, or you have learned something new? Do share your feedback, because we are all lifelong learners. I can learn from you, you can learn from me, and we can commit and change this world, a financial literate world, and make it a beautiful place to live on. With that, this is Sumayesh Kadavan, Financial Freedom Mentor, signing off. God bless you. Stay blessed. But yes, do like and subscribe our channel, and there's a click on bell icon so that you will get an update always. And we'll be coming with every videos on every week on Tuesday and Friday. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.